Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are jumping right into a psychologically sharp novel by Thompson called She Poured Out Her Heart.
Right from the get-go, the book hits you with this line. It's ominous, it's judgy, and it immediately drops us into a world of secrets and a friendship that is clearly on the rocks. I mean, talk about a hook, right? It just sets the stage perfectly.
So here's how we're going to break it all down today. We'll start with the friendship at the heart of the story, then we'll properly meet our two main characters, Jane and Bonnie. After that, we'll get into the web of secrets that just rips everything apart, explore the bigger theme of the search for love, and then, of course, we'll wrap it all up with our final verdict.
Okay, let's dive in. At its absolute core, this novel is a really unflinching look at a decades-long friendship between two women who couldn't be more different. You get the sense that this is a bond that has been through everything, but it's now facing the one test that might just break it for good.
So what kind of book are we talking about here? This is straight-up contemporary literary fiction. If you're the kind of reader who loves really deep, character-driven stories that just refuse to give you easy answers about who's good or who's bad, then you are in the right place. This book lives in those messy, gray areas.
All right, let's get to know the two women at the heart of this thing, because honestly, their contrasting lives and their internal worlds are the real engine of this entire story. The tension between them is what makes it so compelling.
And you can see right away, these two are like night and day. On one side, you have Jane. She's the suburban wife, the mother. Her life looks so conventional, so seemingly ordinary. But underneath that quiet surface, she is just buzzing with restlessness. And then you have Bonnie, her fiercely independent, charismatic, and often pretty reckless best friend.
In this quote, it just nails Jane's whole internal struggle. She's living this life that, from the outside, looks perfect, a life she actually chose. But she feels this deep sense of being an outsider in her own world, like she's just playing a part that was never really written for her.
And then there's Bonnie. When her own best friend calls her a sexual predator, her response is just, "Why, thank you." She completely embraces this chaotic, even dangerous label that people stick on her. It's like she turns the insult into a shield, a way to own her choices, and maybe hide just how vulnerable she really is.
So with all this tension simmering between them, you just know something's gotta give. And boy, does it. All of this complexity builds to one single event that triggers the book's central crisis, a devastating betrayal that shatters absolutely everything.
And this isn't some big dramatic explosion, at least not at first. No, it escalates. It starts with a single moment of weakness. A line is crossed between Bonnie and Jane's husband. And that moment spirals into a full-blown secret affair. And the discovery? There's no screaming match, it's so much quieter. Jane's intuition just clicks into place, leading her to a truth that just completely unravels her entire life.
Which, of course, brings us to the central question of the entire book. Can a friendship, any friendship, really survive the ultimate betrayal? This question just hangs over every single page that follows, as both women have to face the wreckage of their relationship and the choices that got them there.
But, this story isn't just about an affair. That's really just the catalyst. What the author, Thompson, is really doing here is using this crisis to dig into some much deeper questions about life, identity, and love itself.
I absolutely love this quote. It's so vivid, isn't it? From a fizzy potion to an inch of tar. Wow. It just perfectly captures the book's brutally honest and maybe a little cynical exploration of love. It's constantly asking, does love just naturally decay over time?
And it's not just love she's questioning. The book dissects all of these complex ideas. It gets into the moral ambiguity of so-called good people. It explores this idea of the performance of female identity. Jane playing the part of the perfect wife, Bonnie playing the part of the reckless free spirit. But ultimately, it's a story about the crushing weight of secrets and just how incredibly difficult it is to truly know ourselves, let alone the people we think we love the most.
Okay, so we've been through the emotional ringer with Jane and Bonnie. So what's the big takeaway? Let's get to our final analysis and figure out if She Poured Out Her Heart should be your next read.
So, what's the final lesson here? I think it's best summarized in a piece of advice Jane actually gives Bonnie near the end. She says, "The one thing you could do for yourself, try not to be so heartbroken all the time." And that's it, right there. The novel seems to suggest that true freedom isn't about finding some perfect, unbroken love. It's about learning how to carry your heartbreak without letting it completely destroy you.
Okay, so for our feedback, let's talk strengths and weaknesses.
The absolute best thing about this book is its characters. They are so raw, so honest, and so psychologically real, it's almost uncomfortable sometimes. The writing is just razor sharp. But here's a heads up, if you're looking for a fast-paced thriller, this ain't it. The narrative is slow, it's sprawling, and it definitely meanders a bit as it explores the characters' inner lives.
So putting it all together, for that masterful character work, its profound emotional intelligence, and its just unflinching honesty about how messy life is, we are giving She Poured Out Her Heart a strong 8 out of 10.
And hey, if this sounds like your kind of book and you're wondering what to read next, we've got a couple of recommendations for you. Definitely check out Sally Rooney's Conversations with Friends, which also lives in that messy territory between friendship and love and betrayal. And for another amazing story about female relationships being fractured by dark secrets, you really can't go wrong with Leon Moriarty's Big Little Lies.
And that's our take on She Poured Out Her Heart. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. If you did, you know the drill. Go ahead and follow, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for tuning in.